It's a little-known fact, but there are Greater Western Sydney football fans living in Melbourne. They wear orange, but they're few in number, so they stick together like wild deer circled by tigers. Orange people. Melbourne-based GWS supporters at Cooper's Inn in Exhibition Street, which is hosting drinks before Saturday's game. Left to right, front, Pat Silk, Lloyd Wesser, David Lampert, back Cameron Butler and Matt Want. Photo. Justin McManus favored all the jibes. Like their team is the AFL's love child because they received financial concessions to start up, or how their finals crowds are the smallest since World War I. GWS US expat fans are impressed they can meet top players such as Steve Johnson. Photo op. But they're having almost the last laugh because they're in the preliminary final at the MCG on Saturday against Richmond, just one win away from their first grand final. They're often asked how they became GWS fans. Lloyd Wesser, 59, is from Queens, New York, where baseball is king, but moved to Melbourne 16 years ago with his Australian wife, Susan. She doesn't follow football, but a man's got to have a team, so he started going to AFL games, and GWS was the friendliest. Osborne Melburnians David Lampert, wife Nancy Lampert, and daughter Sophia, 13, helped raise the banner in a game against Carlton at Sydney's Spotless Stadium in 2016. Photo. Glenn Sheridan, his cousin back in Queens, thinks Australian rules is violent with the players out to kill each other, but Mr. Wesser admires the players for running all day, unlike stop-start gridiron or baseball, where players rest. Like Mr. Wesser, fellow US expat David Lampert was amazed that GWS fans could meet the players. "You can't get within 100 yards of a football player in America," Mr. Lampert said. "They have bodyguards." Growing up in Houston, Mr. Lampert watched Aussie Rules on ESPN. He loved its skill, toughness, and the 1993 incident of a pig running onto the SCG. Mr. Lampert emigrated to Australia in 2010 with wife Nancy and daughter Sophia, now 13, and they adopted GWS because they lived in Sydney's inner west, and like them, the team was new to town. The Lamperts relocated to Victoria 3 years ago, and supporting AFL has been a great way to break the ice with Melburnians. Matt Want, 26, Cameron Butler, 26, and Pat Silk, 28, are actually from Western Sydney, the Blue Mountains. They share a house in Richmond and work at Cooper's Inn in Exhibition Street. The inn will host drinks before Saturday's game, serving $6 schooners and free snacks until a march to the MCG about 3 p.m. Mr. Butler tips the Giants will beat Richmond by 30 points. And that Tigers fans will be filthy. Mr. Want says we have nothing to lose. All the pressure's on Richmond. We're just a little, plucky club from Western Sydney doing our best. Fans predict just 3,000 GWS supporters at the ground compared with 90,000 Tigers fans. Mr. Wesser shrugs. I'm a New Yorker. We're tough. We've got to put up with a lot of things, garbage strikes, police strikes. I'm not fazed.